Have you put your prices up recently? Or are you in that space of thinking that you probably ought to put them up, but you're not quite ready yet? Or maybe you'll put them up soon, but you're just waiting for some kind of sign. Or you've just got all those questions going on about, what if I put them up and lose any customers? What if I put them up and I seem a little bit too greedy? What if I put them up and I price myself out of the market? What if I put them up and people that were about to become a customer change their mind? What if it's the wrong thing to do? Now, I know without a shadow of a doubt that pricing, and particularly putting your pricing up, is one of the most emotive parts of running a business. We have things within us that we have been told since the year dot that have influenced our views of money and our views of price and our views of self-worth. And all of this goes into thinking about how much we charge and when we put our prices up and whether that's the right thing to do. But what that means is that unless we actually plan for this, then it is always going to feel uncomfortable, awkward, maybe a little bit out of control. And without a plan, it's probably going to be put off, and put off again. But here's the simple truth of the matter is, if you're looking to grow a business, you cannot keep doing the same thing constantly and never ever increase your prices, because your costs are going to go up. The things that you need to invest in or spend money on for your business are going to increase as you grow the business. And so all you will do is erode your own profits. But there's also a flip side to this, which is the simple truth that increasing your prices is actually one of the simplest ways to grow your business. Because by increasing your prices, you make more money without having to do anything. You haven't got to spend a load of money on marketing. You haven't got to win a lot of new customers. But at the same time, clearly, you can't just keep putting the price up for your existing customers and they keep paying it and we all live happily ever after. So for me, there is one very simple linchpin that will make all of this work in your business for you. And that is actually having a plan. And I'm going to talk to you about 3 things that you can factor in to create a plan for how and when to put your prices up so that you are going to feel comfortable about it and confident about it, but also so that you're not leaving it to chance. When you leave it to chance and when you're winging it, there's every chance that all that will happen is it will keep getting put off and you'll keep struggling to make more money. So, creating a plan for how and when to put your prices up. For me, there are 3 key triggers that should happen here. Now, the first one is you may choose to create a plan that says that you are going to put your prices up on a set date. That might be every 6 months or every 12 months or something like that, but it may be that at a certain time every year, that's the moment that you're going to put your prices up. You're going to factor in what's happened with your supplier pricing, any other costs in your business, look at the general kind of overheads, how much is it costing you to deliver that service, and adjust your price accordingly. That's probably the most simple way of doing it and probably the most typical way to do it. The second way is to base it on particular triggers. So for instance, it might be that you say, well, if any of my significant suppliers give me a major price increase, then at that point I will pass that on to my customers. But until that happens, it's not costing me more, so I don't need to. What you alternatively might say, if you're looking for a trigger, is that it might be something like a new qualification for you or for your business, a new certification, a new qualification, something like that, something significant that makes the business more credible or more qualified. So both of those are justifiable reasons. What you might find is that they are slightly the more wishy-washy, particularly the trigger around your own supplier's pricing, because that's not really within your control. So to actually plan that in is quite difficult. So this one would not be my favourite route in terms of creating your plan. But item 3 actually is one of my favourites. So number 3 is to base your future price increases on milestones for your business. So that might be when you gain a certain number of new customers. It might be when you hit a certain revenue point. It might be when you've got a certain level of results for your customers, where you've got a certain number of Google reviews or testimonials or something like that. But essentially, it's an indication that your business has progressed, that you are more in demand. You know, the more customers says that you are more in demand. It may be that you've now got amazing new systems and processes in your business that allow you to deliver your service in a really slick, really professional way, so that actually what you're delivering now is much better and a much better experience for your customers than what you were delivering 12 months ago. Very often, one of the way that I coach my clients to work with this is they just look at each time they take on a certain number of new customers, then they increase their prices. So it doesn't have to be something monumental. They're not having to increase the prices for all of their existing customers, just for new customers, which also makes it a little bit easier to deal with. And it actually means that they're not limited to 1 or 2 price rises a year. Their price can rise at the same pace as their business grows. So it's actually quite a nice, easy way to do it. But it also means that they don't have to do one significant annual rise. It's not sort of all or nothing all at once. So for me, this is my favourite, is each time you take on a certain number of new customers or hit some kind of milestone in your business that essentially says that you are more in demand in the marketplace or you're delivering a better service, then it is standard business practice that when you're more in demand or you're delivering something better, it's absolutely normal that your price should reflect that. So those are my 3 potential triggers for when you should think about putting your price up. It's either a fixed date, it is a specific trigger, a supplier price rise or a new qualification or something like that, or it's a certain milestone in your business, which is my personal favourite. But the crucial thing with all of these is not to leave this to chance, not to put it off, not to stick your head in the sand and say that you're going to get round to it at some point. It's to decide up front which one of these is going to be your strategy and then create a plan so that you know what's happening, you know when it's happening, and you don't avoid putting your prices up and therefore avoid making the kind of money that you really should do. So I hope that's helpful for you. I would love to hear in the comments below how this resonates with you and if you do anything different in your business as a result. So please like this video, subscribe down below, and obviously share this with anybody else who you think would benefit. Thank you.